We have always lived in a world of heroes, but we have always lived in a world of monsters. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. Socrates, a great thinker, was put to death by men who thought he was a great evil. Arthur was killed by his own son who thought him a tyrant. These people have always been misunderstood because of their gifts. These people have always been special. These people were Indigos. My name is Samantha Bigsby. 4 years ago, my brother and I were hunted by a man who wore darkness like a cloak. Because we were born special. We were born indigo. It was then we met people who were like us, people who could help. We joined this group of indigos that had banded together to save others from the creature. But we have failed too many times. Now we are a step ahead of the monster. Now we have a chance to use our gifts for good. Now it's time to fight back.
There was a time when my life was simple. I went to school, played sports, and got tongue-tied by girls. Those were the days. 8 months ago, there was a break-in at my house. They called it a robbery gone wrong. Wrong for my mom and dad, anyway. They left me and my kid sister alone with only a name to focus my anger on. Robert Hale. That was the guy who took my parents. A convicted felon, multiple charges for assault and robbery. He escaped custody within a week. They said the officers were drinking on the job. Claimed he just disappeared. Stepped into a dark alley and was never seen again. I thought that was it. This was my life. A miserable, screwed up kid who was trying to survive college and take care of her kid sister. But then I met the Indigos, and my life got weird.
Hi there, sorry to bother you, but you haven't been answering any of our calls, and it's kind of important, and actually there's no time. We need to leave now.
I know you're there, little girl. I can taste your fear. Well, isn't this a tree, aphid? Here, I just thought I'd be stacking on this one.
Shadow.
Sorceress. Some good people trades. 3 for the price of 1. Seems like today's my lucky day.
Get her to safety, love. I'll be right behind you. Droid, they need cover, now!
Got you. Fire alert, 3, 2.
My life had turned upside down in the span of 60 seconds. I had no idea what was in store for me.
Mom, I'm home.
And what the hell kind of time do you call this? In all seriousness, I'm glad you guys are safe.
You never should have been there in the first place, Sammy. Proper recon and knowing where Shadow is at all times is a must. You could have wound up biting it.
Worried about me, sorceress? Careful, people are gonna think that you care. A witch with a heart of gold, what will your adoring public think?
I'm sorry, wait. Witch? What the hell is going on here? What was that thing?
That was Shadow. He's been hunting people with gifts for a long time, and we've been trying to stop him.
Gifts?
Right. Gifts. Back to why you're actually here. Since the 70s, the government has noticed that there have been people who were different. Up until the invention of the atomic bomb, these differences were small, easily ignorable. Most of them could be chalked up to coincidences or natural skills, unless you knew what you were looking for. A scientist named Nancy Ann Tape discovered a bioluminescence that these people possessed, and she compared them to historical accounts. She then created the hypothesis called the Indigo theory. Wynn, we are Indigos, you included.
They dismissed Ms. Tape as a New Age pseudoscientist, a quack, but they were wrong. Indigos not only existed, we were changing. Atomic radiation in the air caused our indigo genes to evolve in ways no one could have anticipated. Certain government agencies found out about this and created a program to round us up and control us. They created a prison disguised as a hospital, where we were kept sedated and complicit. A year ago, Android found out about this, and we went to investigate. That's where we met Sorceress.
You see, Wynn, the Indigos of the 20th century were different than their predecessors. We possess not only the mocked intellectual attributes as our developmental ancestors, but also a super adaptation or enhancement of a normal biological faculty. I managed to tap into the matrix of magic using computer code because I'm brilliant.
But the same can't be said about our humbleness and social skills. On the other hand, I'm super adaptoid. I heal quickly, I don't get sick, and my body accepts and utilizes anything. Long story short, when I was a kid, I got hurt, and the doctors told my parents the only chance I had was an experimental nanobot treatment. It took a little too well, and now I'm the lovable robot you see before you.
Assuming this is all true, then what the hell is your thing? Between $1 Million Man and Sabrina over here? I feel like I'm in a bad sci-fi movie.
I can manipulate my growth hormones to alter my size and density. In short, I can shrink. A lot.
This is bizarre. Anyway, this has been fun. I'm done though. Thanks for saving me and everything, but I've had enough crazy for one day.
Wynn, you can't leave. Shadow is out there and he is looking for you now.
Dude, I have no idea who any of you actually are or what is really going on here, but I do know one thing. None of you are gonna stop me if I walk out of here, right? Thought so. Thanks, but bye. It had been a week since I had my experience with the Indigos. I was starting to think I dreamed all of it. The robot kid, the witch, Thumbelina, and even the shadow man who attacked us. But then, life caught up with me. Oh shit.
Wynn? Where are you? We've been trying to track you down for a week. How are you keeping yourself hidden? How has he not found you yet? Has he found you? Are you in trouble?
Slow down. I'm fine. Something happened? I think I may have moved some pages with my mind. Aphid?
It's Sam. Garth was right. We knew your abilities had to manifest soon, we just didn't know what they'd be, though. Sorceress thought that you might end up being part cat, but I never bought that. Mercator's data said that you might have some form of aeromancy, but we never dreamed that...
Aeromancy? What?
Never mind, we're coming to get you. If your abilities have activated, that means that Shadow can track you now. Where are you?
I'm at my school. What do you mean he can track
Just
me?
stay there, we're on our way.
A cold fear set over me as I realized what Sam meant. The shadow was coming for me. No way in hell was I sticking around. It didn't matter though. When there's a monster hunting you, it isn't a matter of if, but when.
Well, the brand new little Indigo straight from the pack. This is the part where you run. I thought you would be the leader that way. Your power in the library was overwhelming, but it hadn't manifested yet. But now, I'm so glad it has. Because now I'm going to enjoy ripping it from you.
Shadow! I have told you before, leave her be!
Don't you understand, sorceress? She's already gone. Run away. Live to fight another day. Or don't. It doesn't matter. It'll all follow my shadow in the end. So be it.
Wynn! Over here! You have to listen to me, okay? Everything's gonna be fine. Just stay here. I need to go help Jackie. Hey, morning breath.
You children, don't you understand? I am the unavoidable. I am the inevitable. Just don't know when to give up, do you?
I'd like to think of that as her superpower.
If someone had told me when I was a kid I would be fighting shadows and hanging out with people with superpowers, I would have told them they were crazy. But here I am.
You doing okay?
Uh-huh. Just scared out of my mind. I have no clue how I ended up here.
Yeah, I get that. I'm sorry we brought all this to your doorstep, but it was going to happen eventually.
But why me? Why do I have to be someone who has this happen to them?
I don't know, Wynn. Who's to say why any of us are like we are? But since we have these powers, shouldn't we do something with them?
And I knew she was right. I had spent my entire life letting bad stuff happen to good people. I used to think I was no one. I've never been more wrong.
Since the 70s, the government has noticed that there have been people who were different.
Certain government agencies found out about this and created a program to round us up and control us. They created a prison disguised as a hospital, where we were kept sedated and complicit.
We are Indigos.
CA1E, come back. If you keep running, it's only gonna make things worse for you.